everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Christina and today is the Mystery Box Challenge. It's the first mystery box of 2026 and I'm so happy to be a part of another round. If you guys have not heard of the Mystery Box Challenge, which I'm sure most of you have, it was created by Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap. She gets a group of us DIYers together here on YouTube. We're each assigned a person from that group that we send a box full of mystery items to, and we have to craft with those items. There's challenges and rules every time, and it's just a whole lot of fun. This time around, Courtney did switch things up quite a bit. It's completely new. It's different from anything that we've done before. This time, she is assigning us a craft buddy from the group. And then instead of sending the 10 items that we normally send each other, we're only sending each other 2 challenge items. And then each craft buddy group is assigned an item that we have to craft with and create 4 projects with. And then we can incorporate those 2 challenge items into those 4 projects. So my craft buddy is Kelly from Kelly Barlow Creations. So her and I are going to be sending each other the challenge items. And then for the item that we have that we're going to be crafting with, it was stems or greenery. So I'm super excited to see what Kelly sent me. So let's go ahead and open up the box. Each package is wrapped here, and this says challenge item number 1. Okay, so she sent me some dried orange slices. These smell good. I can smell them through the bag. I'm not too worried about this. And then for challenge item number 2, she sent me some beef ramen noodles. Okay, this is going to be challenging. I'm not too worried about the orange slices, but ramen noodles, I might have to cook them first, right? And then craft with them. Oh, because I have a feeling these are just going to fall apart. Okay, Kelly, I'm a little worried about those beef ramen noodles. I have no idea what I'm going to do with those. At least I have a couple days to think about it, and I will see you guys back here really soon. First up is DIY number 1. For this project, I'm starting with a dozen of these craft eggs that you can get at pretty much any craft store around Easter time. I'm using this pack as well as 3 from a second package, so 15 eggs total. First thing I'm doing is just taking some scissors and poking a hole in the top of the egg, and then just using some old dull scissors to cut the top off. Obviously, I'm not going to ruin my good scissors doing this, but once I have the top portion of the egg off, I went back through and cut a zigzag design around the entire top so that it looks like your traditional cracked Easter egg. I did that same thing for 15 of the eggs, and then I wanted them to look speckled, so I just placed the egg inside of a box, and then I'm using some brown paint mixed with water, and then just on the end of the paintbrush, I'm just rubbing my thumb back and forth to splatter that paint around the entire egg. And again, I did this to all 15 of my eggs. Then I just needed a base piece for my project, so I went to my craft stash and I found this wood round and I'm painting it white. And once everything was all dry, I then started attaching everything together. I attached the eggs not only to the side of the wood round, but I attached the eggs together as well. And then I just worked my way all the way around the wood round. And then I thought it would be really cute to add some of this Spanish moss. This I did pick up from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just placing it on top of that base piece and forming a nest. And then adding some more of that Spanish moss, I'm cutting it down a little bit and then adding it to each one of my eggs. Then along with that moss, I wanted to add some color. So I found these really cute mini pink flowers in my craft stash. I'm just cutting them down and then placing them in each one of my eggs. But then I wanted to add a secondary color, so I found these really cute mini blue ones, and I'm just adding those to all of my eggs along with those pink florals. I wanted to add a bunny to the center of this, so I dug through my decor and found this one from the Target dollar spot a few years ago, and I'm just going to be adding a cute little bow around the bunny's head. It's just this pink and white checked ribbon from Dollar Tree, and then this will be what I use inside of the center. Then I went to my stash and found this wired grapevine. I'm using 3 long strips of it, and I'm just going to be attaching it to the wood round inside of those eggs. I probably should have did this before adding that moss, but I didn't think of it till later. So I used hot glue to attach it on each side, but then that wasn't enough, so I'm just reinforcing that with my staple gun like you can see me doing here. So once I have that added, I then decided that I wanted to add a little sign. So I found this mini chalkboard sign from Dollar Tree, but I wanted to paint it white, so that is what I'm doing here. And then I found this mini Happy Easter wood cutout, and I'm just going to be painting that pink and then attaching that to the center of that little wood sign. To make it easier to attach the sign to my base, I attached it to a wooden bead, and then I'm just hot gluing that onto the base of my project and then adding my bunny to the center. And that is it for this project. This is what it looks like all finished. I had so much fun creating this, and I think it is adorable. It would be a perfect tabletop centerpiece this Easter. And for this project, I used not only the greenery, but I also used the florals that I was assigned to from Courtney. And I would love to know in the comments down below what you guys think of this project. Next up is DIY number 2. For this project, I'm using one of these grapevine wreath forms, and then I'm just going to be adding a bunch of different random greenery. I save a lot of greenery pieces like this for you never know when you're going to need it, and for this project it was perfect. So I had a bunch of these just plain green leaves, and I'm going to be adding 5 of them around this wreath. I'm just poking them in, and then I like to add texture to my wreaths by using different types of greenery. So once I have these ones on, I then found some of this eucalyptus, and I'm just cutting it down and placing those between each one of my green leaves. And then I'm going to be adding the challenge item, the orange slices that Kelly sent me into this wreath. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to add them in, but what I ended up doing was hot gluing 2 of the larger, lighter orange pieces together. And then I thought I was just going to use those 2. So I started attaching them to my wreath, and then thought it would be really pretty if I added the smaller, darker orange ones right in the center. So that is what I did. I hot glued 3 different sets of them together, and then I added them to the wreath between all of the greenery. And then once that was on, I thought I needed to add some sort of flowers to this. So I found these mini white ones in my stash, and I just added those to the wreath as well. And then for the bow, I'm going to be using this yellow and white striped ribbon. I'm just creating a really classic, simple bow. I then dovetailed the ends of the bow, and then I'm attaching that right at the top center of my wreath using some hot glue. And that was it for this project. This is what it looks like all complete and finished. I think it turned out really pretty. This is a wreath that you can use in summertime as well. And I would love to know what you guys think of this one, and what would you have done if you would have received those orange slices. Next up is DIY number 3. For this project, I'm going to be using this unfinished wooden bunny rabbit from Hobby Lobby, and I'm first just taking off the tail, and then I'm going to be hot gluing some of this reindeer moss from Dollar Tree onto my bunny. And I'm continuing doing this over and over again until my entire bunny is covered in the reindeer moss. I used 3 packages of the moss from Dollar Tree, and that covered my entire bunny. So once I have my bunny covered, I am attaching that little cottontail back on. And then I needed a base to attach my bunny to, so I found this piece that I had in my craft stash. I don't remember what it was from, but I had it. I'm painting it white, and then I did want to add a bow to my bunny, so I found this carrot ribbon in my stash, and I'm just, again, creating a really simple bow. And this ribbon, I believe, was from Joann Fabrics a few years ago. So once I have my bow all created, I'm then going to be dovetailing the ends of the bow, and then just attaching it to the center of my bunny's neck. And then placing my bunny inside of the slat on the base. And then I found this Happy Easter wooden cutout from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to be painting it orange to go along with the orange that's in the ribbon. And then I'm just attaching it on the bottom right hand side of my bunny with some hot glue. This is what it looks like all finished. I think it is so cute. This would be perfect for on a tabletop, or even if you wanted to put it on a covered porch. I just think it is really adorable, and it was super simple to make. Now moving into the fourth and final project in today's video. For this one, this is where I'm using the challenge item that Kelly sent me, the beef ramen noodles. This was definitely a challenge. I had no idea what I was going to do with these ramen noodles. I stared at them for a pretty long time, and you know how it comes in one piece, like you think it comes in one piece? Well, it's actually in two pieces. So I pulled it apart again, just staring at it and thinking, but what I ended up doing, I placed one half of the ramen noodles inside of the sandwich bag here, and then I just started crumbling it up. This was the least messy way that I could think of to do this. So once I had it kind of crunched apart, I took this dowel that I had next to me and just used it as a rolling pin, and I just started rolling over that ramen because I wanted to get it as fine as I possibly could. So once I had it all rolled out, this is what it looks like, and I actually still really had no idea what I was going to do, but I started adding brown paint into the sandwich bag and then just mushing it around with the ramen because I wanted it to be all completely covered in brown paint, and this is the best way that I could think to do this. So then I just placed it out on a piece of paper because I needed to let it dry. I pressed it out, and then it was not completely dry, but dry enough that I could crumble it up with my fingers, and then I just crumbled it, and then again just let that completely dry. While that was drying, I moved on, and I'm going to be using this unfinished wooden framed piece from Hobby Lobby, and I went around and I stained the outside of the frame, and then I painted the inside of it with some white chalk paint. I'm also using this mini carrot patch sign from Hobby Lobby, but the outside of the frame was a little bit light, so I went in with that same stain that I used on my unfinished wood frame, and I just went around the entire frame. Then I attached it to this top center of my sign, and then I'm going to be using 12 of these mini carrots from Hobby Lobby, and then my crumbled up ramen. You can probably tell where I'm going with this, but I'm going to be using the ramen as what looks like dirt. I started to use Mod Podge to attach it, but then that really didn't work, so I ended up switching to hot glue. I would just put the hot glue down and then sprinkle that ramen over top of the glue to attach it. And then I cut the carrots down to where it was just the top portion of the carrot, and then I glued it in the center with the dirt around the carrot. And I continued to do this over and over again. I did 3 different rows of carrots, of 4 carrots each. I did those same steps with gluing the carrots down and then going through with that ramen. And that was it for this project. This is what it looks like all finished. I think it actually turned out really cute. This is the best way that I could think of to use those ramen noodles. I would love to know what you guys would have done with the ramen noodles. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And please go to the playlist down in my description box and check out everybody's videos that are in today's mystery box challenge. And I do want to thank you guys so much for watching.